Ding, 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 everybody. We are back. We are back. This is Ringside's Corner Confessions. And once again, I am Trey Amazing, your favorite part-time stripper, part-time pastor, but full-time dating commentator. And today I'm joined by Mr. Ugly Money himself, CEO of Ugly Money Entertainment and host of Ugly Money Podcast and Trigger Alert. We got Brother Nietzsche in the building. Welcome to the ring, sir.
What's going on, brother? What's going on? Glad to be here.
Thank you, thank you. Man, I'm telling you, I have been catching your clips on social media, thoroughly entertained. That's an understatement.
Yes, sir.
I love the content. I love what you're doing. And the fact that you're granting me an interview means a lot. And so, really, I just wanted to get you in front of the camera because, as a dating commentator, I talk about relationships, sex, kink and fetish on a regular basis. You have a very, very real world and dynamic view. The way you interview people, and I really want to take this opportunity for my subscribers and other viewers to really get a hard, more pervasive outlook on a topic that is all over the internet. We're talking about providers versus sugar daddies.
Okay.
And so and I know you can, from I don't care if it's Kevin Samuels to Kendra G to other platforms, you talk about it on your platforms. You meet women who are single, they're looking for men, and one of the questions you ask is, how much does a man have to make to date you, or what do you consider successful for a man to be a provider for you? And you hear women throughout all kind of astronomical, like, oh, man got to make $300,000 to take care of me, or he got to make $500,000, or how much does a man got to spend on you on a first date? On a first date, man, he got to at least spend 3 bands. And I'm like, some of these women saying this, I don't care if they're from Atlanta, Miami, LA, whatever. Some of these women can barely read or write.
Yeah, exactly.
But they want men who are upper echelon, 1% of the whole nine. So, from your experience, I mean, you covered, I've seen a lot of women on your channel. What are some of the most bizarre standards you hear whenever you hear a woman say, I'm looking for a provider? What are some of the other most bizarre elements and traits that they say they're looking for?
I think it's the sense of entitlement. Mm-hmm. The fact that she will have nothing, but she wants somebody with everything. The actual thought process that a woman that may make 40 grand a year wants a man that makes 40 grand a day. And it's just so far off with what they've actually built for themselves versus what they expect the man to have. And there's nothing wrong with it. I don't believe there's nothing wrong with a woman being a hypergamist, of wanting a man that can teach her and show her something. I believe that women should go for that. You should try to get the best man you can, but let's be realistic about it. You feel what I'm saying? Like that's like me sitting here saying, like, man, hey, I'm going to be, number 1 draft pick in the NBA at 41. It's just unrealistic. And so when it doesn't happen, or if you tell a woman that it's unrealistic, they say you're hating or they say you're shaming them. But at the end of the day, it's just about it being, just being a little realistic of the fact of the matter is of what is your leverage when you're coming into this situation of demanding this type of man that you want. Because if every girl wants this top 10%, top 1% guy, okay, what is your leverage to get him? Is it beauty? Is it peace? Is it submission? Is it accomplishments? I mean, what do you have that brings to the table to consultate this guy who can basically have his pick of the litter to deal with you and then provide for you, protect you, empower you, teach you things. And so when you think about that, it's just like, the gap between what these women require and what these women have is astronomical.
Oh, indeed, man. No, I've seen this. I see this on social media pretty much on a regular basis. Down there, every time you get on Instagram or TikTok, you see a woman being interviewed saying, this man, he gotta make the money, he gotta provide for me, but he gotta still let me, do what I want to do, go on my girl trips, I can dress kind of want, all this stuff. I still want to be me, still want to be a boss chick, but it's a man's job to provide. For me, honestly, sometimes I look at that like the finesse hustle has been upgraded, in my opinion. And one of the things, and that's one of the questions I want to ask, because sometimes when I hear women say they're looking for a provider, in my mind I'm thinking, you actually just want a sugar daddy. You're really just looking for a sponsor. Just be honest. Just say you want a man to come in your life and pay all your bills, cover all your debt, and you allowed to, still go out and do what you want to do. I don't have an issue with women wanting a man who's a traditional provider. Nothing wrong with that. But sometimes, based on their expectations, I'm like, really and truly, I think you really just need to be honest and say you're looking for a sugar daddy. In your opinion, what do you think? Is there a distinction between provider and a sponsor, or a provider and a sugar daddy?
I mean, most definitely. I think sugar daddies are payment on the front end. You know what I'm saying? Provider is more of an earned situation. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Where sugar daddies are buying your time for a certain period of time. Hey, here's some money. I want this, whatever service that you're providing. It's more of a transactional situation. I think with providers, it's a situation where a woman earns that and a man feels that she deserves that. So he's going to, go the extra length and make sure that she's taken care of because she's brought that element out of him. You feel what I'm saying? And that's where your submissive women come into play. That's where your peaceful women come into play. Your pleasurable women can be on the sugar daddy side too. So you know what I'm saying? And I think sometimes women just come with, hey, I got pussy. I got pussy. But like it comes stock on every woman. It comes stock on every single woman. So how much leverage are you going to have over every woman in the world with the same, not the same exact pussy, but it's the same thing that they have. And so that's where, the difference between certain types of women. Now, a sugar daddy, he wants some pussy. He's going to give you what you want and blah, blah, blah. He may want some of your time or your attention or whatever. And then, he's really, paying you to leave quietly. Whereas a provider situation, that's more of a building, that's more of a growth, that's more of, hey, she has earned this, she deserves this, and you know what? I feel moved and empowered to do so because I care about this woman. So I want her to be safe. I want her to be at peace. I want her to be happy. I want her to be stable. And so we're going to provide on that end. And so to be totally honest, a lot of times the provider guy usually gives more of himself than the sugar daddy. The sugar daddies just you have a rich sugar daddy, yeah, he can give you $1,000 because he's worth $30 million. Whereas a provider, his $30 million is you could have access to all of that. Okay. And so a lot of women don't understand that. So
more so like sugar daddies are like a pay to play.
For sure.
And being a provider is more sustainable or long periods, long time, and so on and so forth. I like that. I actually like that breakdown. And it's funny you mentioned stock vagina, stock pussy, because I've heard a lot of women, a lot of young women feel like I got pussy. I bring pussy to the table. Well, I can make you a baby. If I have your baby, then you should be paying all the bills. You should be paying, for my rent, my car, my nails, my hair. I done pushed out a whole baby. I could have died. And I've heard that. That's like, something I've heard several times. The justification for why, a man should feel responsible and accountable to pay for everything because I have a vagina. A working, healthy vagina does everything a vagina is supposed to do. And so that comes up a lot.
Yes, sir.
And so, and of course, in these conversations, when you talk about, being a provider and paying for everything, then on the flip side, you have the conversation about 50-50. So the first time I heard about this, when the whole 50-50 went over on social media, I wasn't sure whether to take it literally or figuratively. Like, are y'all really talking about meeting men who want to symmetrically split all the bills right down the middle in half, or what? Then come to find out, no, I had it wrong. 50-50 for a lot of people is just anytime a woman pays anything.
Yeah. That's how they see it.
Right. A man could be paying.
I paid the Netflix bill. We're 50-50.
Right.
But the mortgage is $3,700.
I'm like, the math ain't mathing.
$14.99 versus $3,750, but we're 50-50.
And this nigga want to go 50-50. I'm like, you acting like a roommate. I'm like, how is that a roommate if he's paying 95, damn near 98% of the bills? He asked, babe, can you pay this cable bill?
Well, see, a lot of women that I end up seeing on my show or whatever, their ideology of 50-50 is whatever they see it as. Well, I'm bringing something to the table. I'm cooking and I'm cleaning and, you know, I take care of the light bill, so we're 50-50. It was like, no, that's not 50-50. No, this mortgage is $5,000, where's your $2,500? And when you kind of put it to them like that or whatever, of course, a lot of women get standoffish because it's like, well, I don't want to pay $2,500 or whatever in mortgage, but you want to stay in this, you know, mini mansion. You know, I don't want to pay $1,000 car note. Oh, well, but you want to drive in a G-Wagon. And so they want the lifestyle and they want the perks of things, but they don't want to pay for it, or they don't want to do the things that are necessary to obtain them. And I think that's, you know, somewhat delusional. Am I against 50-50 relationships? No. It just matters where you are in life. A man that's 50-50 is usually a man that's building. And you know, with the economy going the way it's going, with inflation going or whatever, I think you're going to see more of it. I think women are going to have to, you know, come in and pitch in some shape, form, or fashion. You know what I'm saying? And because to be totally honest, it matters what the plan is. If our plan is, if I'm going to trade school and she's going to law school, then yeah, we may need to go 50-50 to get this apartment. And so 4 or 5 years from now, when everybody's, you know, up or whatever, we can go into this huge house or whatever. It's about having a lot of communication and understanding what the plan is and nobody deviating from that. But all in all, of course, you know, a lot of times what happens is the man sticks to the plan and the woman's like, well, you know, you got money now, so I'm gonna stop, you know what I mean, or whatever. So, you know, we just gotta make sure that everybody's on the same page with the 50-50 situation. Because when I was building, I was looking for a woman to be an asset in that way. Hey, look, if we put our money together, if my rent at this apartment is $1,500 and yours is $1,000, we can put our $2,500 together and get us a house. And so, you know, that's when I was in my building stages. But a lot of women, of course, are not exactly as attracted to those type of guys that are building, because they want the guy that's already built. Well, now in hindsight or whatever, you know, I'm the guy with the, you know, $5,500 mortgage or whatever, and the house is built, the pool is back there, the cars are in the driveway, in the garage, and the bills are on auto pay. Oh, now you want to be here. But it's just like, well, you got to understand that they're going to come between different pretenses, because, you know, like Rick Ross said, he wasn't with me shooting in the gym, R.I.P. Kobe. And a lot of women don't want to shoot with you in the gym. They just want to come to the gym when you're already balling.
No, they want to meet you at the finish line.
Yeah, for sure. Women don't want to run that marathon with you. They want to wait. They're going to wait at the ribbon and see who wins and fuck the winner. And you know, I mean, look, I don't judge women for that, but just understand that the version of that man that you get when he's already past that finish line and went through that struggle and went through that trials and tribulation, went through those ups and downs or whatever, if you went through it with him, you're going to get a different version of him then than a different version if he had to do it all himself and pass that finish line and you're like, congratulations.
You know, when I brought that point up, hate to interrupt you, but I've said that before, and on my platform, you know, I've been a dating commentator for over 10 years. I can't tell you how many women, and this is real shit, how many women, whenever you talk about, you know, building with that man, shooting with him in the gym, they don't know anything else, but they can quote that Kanye lyric, you know, as soon as you get on, you leave your ass for a white girl.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm just like, do y'all really think that's how it worked every single time? Just because Kanye said it, that's your rationale?
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't want to build with no man. He need to already be built when I meet him. I'm like, okay, you know, guys.
But just, and they just have to understand that comes with a different version of that guy.
Absolutely.
I'm going to treat the woman that slept on that air mattress with a lot more respect, with a lot more reverence, with a lot more care than the woman that met me when I was pulling up in my Bentley or whatever with a $100,000 watch on, and she's just trying to, you know, get in my section and want to come home with me tonight. Not saying that I'm not going to respect her, but it's going to be a different type of reverence to that woman. This woman over here that, you know, sees me when I'm already up, she's going to have to pretty much conform to whatever I'm on. You're going to have to get with the program. My program got me here. You're going to have to get with the program, or back to the apartments, as I like to say. But if it's a situation where you were on this air mattress with me, Queen, we're building this program together. So I'm open to hear your suggestions. I'm open to hear, your thought process or your viewpoint. So, we can navigate through this together or whatever. A lot of women don't want to do that, but they want to get the guy that's already built and try to navigate him. Baby, I'm already built. I don't need you to navigate shit, but this wood and this piece.
Okay.
And that's why a lot of guys may end up going overseas, passport white girls or different types, because one thing about a lot of women from other, cultures is they understand submission. And it's just like, I have not worked this hard in my life to become a top 10, the top 1% of men to come home and argue, to come home and hear nagging, to come home and have this big ass house that I've acquired for us and not feel like at home. Mm-hmm. So if that's the case, well, it's going to be harder for me to start a new business than to get a new woman. So I'll just get a new woman.
Well, you know what? Since you brought up 50-50, and a lot of people, there are some women out there who are cool with it. You speak to enough women, some are cool with it, some aren't. And it is what it is. Do you think, from your perspective, do you think a man can be a provider or can be seen as the king of his castle if he's going 50-50 with his woman?
I think you're definitely going to take a hit. Mm-hmm. I think it would be a little bit delusional. Not saying that it can't happen, but it's going to be way harder. Mm-hmm. Because when women know that they are bringing the same amount of financials as you're bringing, she's automatically going to look at you a little different. Mm-hmm. Not saying that she can't stay, but your leeway, that leash is going to be a little bit tighter, because she's like, I pay bills here too, or this is my house too, mm-hmm. or I can, and with due respect, who pays the check is the boss. Mm-hmm. So if we're 50-50, we're equal bosses. You know what I'm saying? And I respect women like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just, but you do still have women very few women that have that gear that will still be submissive and things of that nature. But what I've seen majority of the time. Mm-hmm. Is
not so much.
The men's become pets, man. They become pets. They become the women's toys. Right. And you see this guy just, following after this woman or whatever she wants to do, and
the man got wiped up.
Facts. Yeah.
So, because one of the things that I see a pattern, I see a theme with, some of the women that you've interviewed on your channel. I mean, by the way, again, I'm digging the podcast. I see the clips on Instagram. I see it on TikTok. I'm like, this dude on some shit. He's saying some things. I'm like, I wish I could raise my voice like that. I got enough people that don't like me on my platform. I'm like the broke man's Kevin Samuels. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it is.
But one of the things, a thing that I've seen is a lot of women will have traditional expectations of a man, but modern privileges and expectations of themselves. And I'm always like, well, that seems unequally yoked. That seems kind of, you want to be modern and up to date in 2023, but you want him to be old-fashioned traditional like it's 1950.
It's totally hypocritical.
Right, but I see that so much, like, the whole, like, because I've seen it on clips that you've done where women like, I want him to pay all the bills, I want him to give me an allowance, take care of my hair, take care of my nails, pay for my son, pay for my whatever, take care of my debt. But I want the freedom to go out and do what I want to do. If I want to wear this outfit, he can't tell me I can't wear this. If I want to go on a girl trip, so I'm like, okay, you want him to be traditional, which is nothing wrong with that, but you're not traditional yourself. You're very anti-traditional. How does that work? How often do you see that?
It doesn't work, and you see it majority of the times. You see women want to be traditional when it's convenient for them.
Boom.
You feel what I'm saying? When it's beneficial for them, oh yes, I want to be traditional. I want to be feminine when it's beneficial for me. When someone is breaking into this house and we're our lives are in danger, I want to be feminine again. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. When it's time to pay bills or whatever, and and that check, that bill comes, I want to be feminine again. I want to be traditional. But when it comes time that, my friends, are inviting me out to this girls trip, and we're going to be on a yacht that some imaginary girlfriend that's not there paid for, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he usually has a penis. You know, now all of a sudden, if you tell her no, or I don't feel comfortable with that, oh, you're insecure, or oh, you know what I'm saying, you're controlling. It's like, no, I'm not controlling, I have standards. The fact of the matter, for sure. The fact of the matter is that I provided this lifestyle for you. I provided this stable environment for you. I did everything that I'm supposed to do on my man's side. What do I get in return for this? What do I get in return in including you on my monthly budget? Because that's what you are. You're a part of my budget. What do I get? If I'm not getting,
what's the return on
if I'm not getting sexual exclusivity, if I'm not getting a submissive woman, if I'm not getting peace, if I'm not getting pleasure, if I'm not getting a woman that I have a say-so in what she wears out of this house, then why do you expect me to treat you and provide for you like a wife when you want to go outside and act like a hoe? That's not, it doesn't make sense. So you can't have the best of both worlds. If you want to be a hoe, true indeed, there are guys that like hoes, and there's things that we would do with hoes. Hoes usually don't get put up, you know, in the house. And, I'm not gonna be outside throwing the football with the hoes' son. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not. You know what I mean? Or teaching them how to catch. I'm not gonna do it. You know what I mean? And so I think a lot of girls just want to be feminine when it's beneficial for them, and then they want to have the best of both worlds. But we can't do that. You know what I'm saying? I can't. When somebody breaks in the house, I can't just run behind the bed and say, I don't want to be masculine today. You go shoot at him, babe. No. You know,
they revert to their feminine real quick.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? When it's time for us to go to war, because I'm an Operation Iraqi Freedom veteran. You know, when it was time to go to war, I can't. Yeah, thank you. I can't sit there and say, "Oh, I don't want to be a man anymore." No, I got orders. I got to go fight for this country, so we can make it safe for women like you guys to, you know, be able to walk the streets at night and be fine. You know, to be able to go to bar in your short dresses and not be worried or whatever, because we have made a safe environment in this world where women can. But you know, 50, 60 years ago, women couldn't do that. You didn't have a man, nigga might just scoop your ass up. And so, you know, we've created a society where it's relatively safe for women to be themselves, which is a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? But understand that this is what we created as men. This is what we bled for. This is what I went over Iraq and got bombed for and things of that nature. For us to have a safe society, for you to be you. Because freedom is not free. I've seen people with their heads shot off. I've seen people impaled. You know what I'm saying? I've seen my comrades do those with my own eyes. And I understand that we rather go over there and do it than have it come here. So let's go get them first. So that way our women aren't in harm's way. Our women aren't persecuted. Our women aren't harmed. And so, you know, a lot of women don't see that. They just see as, oh, this is my right and I'm going to get to do whatever I want to do. Well, you can do it as long as you pay your own shit.
Right.
And don't look for any help from me. Then we fine, big dog. But you know, you're going to turn 35 to 40 eventually. You're going to hit 35. And then everything starts to be different.
It hit different.
Oh, man, especially when they hit about 40. When you hit about 35 to 40 and everything starts to be different, like, wait a minute. I got this degree, and I got this nice job, and I got my apartment, and I'm paying but my life is missing something. Oh, you're missing the family aspect. Oh, well, my son is acting different. Oh, he's missing his father. You feel what I'm saying? There are certain things in your life that you cannot give as a woman. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, Oh, you can't teach a man how to be a man, queen. You can care for a man. You can nurture a man. You can pat his wounds and say it's going to be okay and reassure him, but you can't teach him how to be a man.
No, I've said that. I've actually had that debate argument. I've said that to him, like, you can't teach anybody how to do a job you ain't never done before.
Exactly.
You're not even equipped to do it.
How can you teach a man how to be a man and you're not even good at picking him? Or you may not even have a good example of what a man is. Because a lot of these modern women, what do they have? They didn't have a great relationship with their father. They didn't have a great relationship with their baby daddy. They don't have a great relationship with their last boyfriend. So they become modern, they become bitter, they become extremely feminist. All right, cool. So now you're going to turn around and teach this man to be what? To be what? An example of who? Your dad that you hate? Your baby daddy that you despise? The last boyfriend that you got locked up? So how are you going to teach this? What values are you going to instill in this young man? You can't do that, Queen.
That's what I'm talking about. Again, before I proceed to the next question, I do want to say again, thank you for your service.
Love and respect.
Definitely appreciate it. Now, in terms of, again, bring up the word provider, I've always, thought of it in the, because we root it to the Bible, we root it to, old tradition as far as, husbands providing for their wives.
Mm-hmm.
However, what you're seeing more and more now, you're seeing women saying, no, a man should provide for a woman, even if it's just a girlfriend. And I'm thinking, okay, wait a minute, you were just a girlfriend, you just met this dude, but now he's already obligated to be your provider. Like, what sense does that make?
Propaganda. Bullshit. The hoes is trying to put their doctrine out there or whatever, because at the end of the day, people want the prize without doing the work. Everybody wants the championship ring, but they don't want to go to practice. You don't want to take that. You don't want to go those wins and those losses. You don't want to go through preseason and regular season. You don't want to take that losing streak. You don't want to come back from injuries. You just want to go straight to the NBA championship, game 7, hoist up the trophy, and say I won. Mm-hmm. Well, it doesn't work like that, and life doesn't work like that. And instant gratification is a figment of your imagination. Mm-hmm. Because the fact of the matter is, usually everything that's worthwhile requires a certain amount of work, time, effort, and energy. And a lot of women think, I was born pretty, I deserve this. No, bitch, you don't.
Oh, that entitlement is real.
Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Thick.
Because, once again, if we're talking about beautiful chick, or we're talking about higher value man, there are more beautiful chicks or cute chicks out here than there are successful black men. Big time.
You can't tell them that. You can't tell them
That's
that.
the truth, though.
It's the truth. No, it's
the truth.
True.
Yeah.
But a lot of these women do feel they're not looking at the data. They're not looking at the numbers, statistics.
There's beautiful women that work at Wendy's.
Beautiful women.
I was at Wendy's the other day, and literally it was a girl. She was like a 8.5 in the face, gorgeous, in a Wendy's outfit and a hat with some Dickie pants. So you can find beautiful women anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And so what happens, and now these days, you can literally send a chick to Miami, 6 weeks later, $10,000 later, she comes back a whole bad bitch. You can make them. You know what I'm saying? By the time you get her teeth done, get a BBL, got them some booty in her, she comes back looking like a Barbie doll. So once again, in this day and age, I hate to say it, but a bad bitch has never been less valuable because you can literally make them.
Yeah, I don't know if it's my age. I just turned 44. I don't know what it is. I can't stand that term baddie. Everybody's saying I'm a baddie. I'm like, it
sounds foolish from a woman that's over 30 too.
It sounds.
You're over 30. You're talking about you a baddie. Can you grow the hell up? You're a woman.
Yeah, it just irks my ears when I hear. I'm like, well, I just turned. I'm a baddie. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, imagine me being 40, like, I'm thugging. like grow up, bro. You're a father. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like I say, a lot of times they just live in a crazy world in their mind.
Brother Nish, I know you're busy. You got I got one more question.
Yes,
the only reason I'm asking this question because it set social media ablaze and went viral. And I want you to be as candid and as animated as you can because I know you got thoughts on this question. What are your honest thoughts about what Tyler Perry said to black women in terms of you boss up, you make this money, be okay with a man who only pays a light bill? That set social media. I mean, it's been a long time since social media just get that much in an uproar over what Tyler Perry said. I mean, Tyler Perry had never marketed himself as a relationship expert or someone who gives out dating advice, but he sure enough, caught the attention of a lot of people, and what he said was extremely polarizing. What is your opinion as far as what he said in terms of, look, lady, if you meet a man with great character, you're attracted to him, he treats you well, offers emotional support, if all he paying is a light bill, that should be good enough. What are your thoughts on that? Because, a lot of people got real pissed off at Tyler Perry about that.
Of course, women are going to get mad at Tyler Perry for that because he is asking women to do what men have done for 200-300 years. I am a very financially stable man. 6 figures or better, if you would say. I have no problem with dating a woman that works at Walmart. I, have access to generational wealth. I have no problem dating a woman that doesn't. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I have all of my bills on auto pay. Mm-hmm. But it wouldn't matter to me if my woman couldn't pay the light bill. And so what Tyler Perry asked women to do was, hey, We've had you for X amount of hundreds of years. And, you know, and we've made all of these platforms for you guys to be extremely successful. We've leveled that playing field for you. Facts, women are killing it. But, you know, but you got girls over here that are showing their ass and becoming millionaires. I don't knock it, but it's the truth. Mm-hmm. All right, cool. But you're expecting me to make millions? I can't pull that card. If I could sell dick pics, I would, baby. But, you know, nobody really buys them. You feel what I'm saying? And so, of course, it's going to put people in the uproar because, yeah, he's asking them to return the favor, and of course, women don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is the thing. There's pros and cons to that. Now, the women that have no problem with that, men, you got to understand one thing: when you walk through that house, are you going to get the same respect as if you paid for that house? Are you going to get the same submission? Are you going to get the same peace? Are you going to get the same pleasure? Is her pussy going to get wet knowing that you're not paying the bills? Knowing that you haven't financially secured this household? That's something that you got to think about. And if you're okay with the ramifications or maybe the lack of it, then by all means, brother, go for what you know. You know what I'm saying? I got a partner, you know, all he love him a sugar mama. You know what I'm saying? He'll be her pet. He didn't even want a woman to take care of him. You know what I'm saying? He's 40 years old, never kept a job for over a year, never had a car, stay with his mama if he ain't staying with a chick. And he goes and looks for women that are financially stable so he can just dick them down and they take care of him. And you know what? Those women, they value him for whatever it is because they're usually lonely. And so, but understand that when he wakes up in the middle of the night and says, I'm hungry, can you go make me something? She's not getting up. She's going to say, nigga, your legs work.
Right.
And if you're, yeah, exactly. And so if you're a man that's okay with that, then by all means, brother, I'm not. I'm hungry. She's going to fix me whatever I want. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? If not, that's okay. We're having creative differences. You need to go your way. I'm gonna go my way because I'm looking for a woman that provides peace, that provides pleasure, that respects me as the man that I am, that honors me as the king that I am, and has sexual exclusivity to me and me alone, and doesn't have this, you know, horrific past or whatever. I'm not saying you to be perfect, but I'm saying, is it just? You feel what I'm saying? And so, yeah, Tyler Perry kind of, you know, flipped it on women and they didn't like it. And I think that because like I said, women are killing it and they are so independent these days, I think that if women would do that, there would be a lot more marriages. I believe that there would be a lot more people getting married. I believe that there'd be a lot more two-parent household, because that's what my platform is really about. Yeah, you know, I yell and I push the button, but at the end of the day, I'm talking about men and women finding a median point for us to get together and build this thing together as a family. But if her thought process or her expectations are, you know, Chris Brown, and realistically, she is Keisha from Southside, then there's going to be a disconnect where this guy is never going to get this girl, when really, actually, they're probably around the same level. And together, they can double, triple, and quadruple and build, you know, move mountains. And so that's what my platform has always been about. Men and women finding a common ground. But if women are delusional about what their worth is, oh, yeah, I got this pussy, so I deserve a millionaire. Well, do you know what a millionaire wants? Do you know how to make a millionaire happy? Do you know what he respects? Do you know what pisses him off? Do you know what he needs to feel fed? Do you even know? Do you have an example of one? Do you know one personally that you could talk to and understand what a man of that caliber actually needs?
That's what I was actually about to say. I was like, some of these women who are saying this, I'm like, do you even have access to a millionaire? Can you even get one on the phone?
And if you think that all he wants is some good pussy, you are far from the truth. That good pussy is the cheapest it's ever been. The stock price on that is cheap as hell.
It's going down.
Yeah, it's a shot of Hennessy and some Waffle House. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, hell, they make songs about, you know, one margarita, I'm gonna give you some.
Yeah, it's an emoji in the DM with a blue check, and the blue checks only cost $15 now. You know what I'm saying? It's everywhere. So you're gonna have to come with more if you want that upper echelon. And what I've always said is, hey baby, if you're a Nissan Sentra, go get a Toyota Camry, and y'all go up together. and then y'all can get a Benz eventually. These women want to be a Ford Tempo, and they want a Bentley. But it's like, baby, it's too far in between. And so,
it's a Tempo.
Yeah, that's my first car, 94 Ford Tempo. You know what I'm saying? And by the grace of God, I got a Bentley outside. So,
nice.
you know, that respect. And so, you know, Tyler Perry just flipped it. And, you know, of course, people ain't going to like that. But I think that what he said had some validity to it because of the fact that if women stopped being so delusional or so, you know, astronomically tight on their dream guy, because there's not a lot of them, that we would have more marriages, more families, more two-parent households, more kids growing up with mommy and daddy, more masculine men, more boys that know how to be boys, more less emotional men, more, you know, girls that know how to be feminine and women. You know what I'm saying? We would have more of it if we just found a medium point to work together. And of course, they hated him for it.
Man, no, everything Brother Niche.
Yes, sir.
Ugly Money Entertainment, yes, Ugly Money Podcast. Yes, thank you so much for this.
Appreciate you for having me.
This is the reason why I came all the way down here. This is the reason why I drove an hour. I was like, no way, he worth it. This is going to be worth it. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you having me.
We can't cut out of here until you drop, for the subscribers, your social media, website. How can people find you? How can they tune in to your podcast? How can people get a hold and follow Big Brother Niche?
Well, you can follow me on all social media sites at Ugly Money Niche, Ugly Money Niche. That's Ugly Money Niche, Niche for short, but it's Niche. That's on Instagram, X, I guess it's Twitter now. TikTok, Facebook, it's all the same thing. And of course, my podcast is on Ugly Money TV. That's, youtube.com/Ugly Money TV. We drop new content every day. I just added another podcast show yesterday. We just linked the deal. So, this podcast network is Ugly Money TV is designed for men to have a safe place to express themselves. We talk about a lot of male issues. We talk about a lot of male topics and things of that nature. And it's a safe place for us to be us. You know what I'm saying, in a masculine form. And so that's what I wanted to create, you know what I mean? And big things coming. I'm looking forward to it. We'll be making it into a TV, a TV station soon. We're in the works with that, of just actually having this whole manosphere that we've created that is Ugly Money. And just enlightening brothers, man. And just that's what I want to do. I want men to be better, and I want women to be better too. So we can meet in the middle. And we can grow generational wealth and take care of these kids and take care of the next generation. Because I'm tired of seeing, people burying their fathers and their mothers, and all they left them was a bill.
Damn. Too much of that going on.
Yeah, man.
Gotta cut that shit out.
Yeah, it's time. Stop. Let's leave them some businesses. Let's leave them some real estate. Let's leave them some money. Let's leave them something. And a lot of times success is a team sport. And I understand the value of a woman. I love women. I just don't like the bullshit. And so I understand the value of a woman that a woman can bring. I understand that there's things that you're going to see, Queen, that I don't see because I'm overlooking things, and women like to take concern with the particulars that I may overlook. But at the same time, I can see your value. Don't dilute mine. Don't water me down. Don't take a jab at me. Don't take me for granted or whatever, because the fact that, you got a job and you paid your bills, congratulations. That still doesn't mean you're a man. And so, that's what it's all about, man. I appreciate you having me, my brother.
Thank you so much. Everybody, don't worry, we're going to have all these links in the description. All you got to do is click on them. We're going to take all the hard work out of it. Just go ahead and click on it. You can find your way to Ugly Money Entertainment. You can find your way to the podcast. Niche, thank you so much.
Sir.
I appreciate you big time. Everybody out there, make sure you drop some likes, some comments, and most importantly, make sure you subscribe. This has been Ringside's Corner Confessions. I am Trey Amazing, and we are out. Take care.
That ugly money.